I've tested a lot of display glasses on this channel, and this is the first pair I've put on and forgotten that I wasn't just wearing a pair of cool sunglasses. This is the XREAL a01 Plus, the first product out of a brand new sub-brand by XREAL. $300, 62 grams, and a pair of AR glasses that looks nothing like the flagship side of their business. Now, I've been wearing these for a while now, and there is one killer feature in here that I did not expect to find at this price. There's also a couple of things that'll trip you up if nobody warns you about them first. So I'm gonna show you what's in the box, what these are actually like to live with day to day, and by the end, you're gonna know whether these are worth your $300. But before we get to the review, XREAL sent me this pair for review. They get no say in the editorial content of this video. And if you find yourself wanting to buy a pair for yourself, well, check out the description below for my link to purchase. It actually costs you nothing extra, and I get a small portion of the sale to keep this channel rolling. Thank you so much for supporting what I do here. Okay, before I got to experience these glasses in full, I had to pull them out of the box. And let me just say the unboxing experience was different from any glasses I've unboxed before. All right, ooh, look at that, that's special. I've taken a look at a lot of these glasses, and I don't know that I've ever seen a blind box quite like this. Oh, okay. These are blackout lenses. And because these glasses don't have electrochromic dimming, you would have something like this to fit onto the outside to kind of darken the outside. So, you know, that's what you get in more of a budget glasses like these. I guess we got to see what's inside of the rocket. Oh, I kind of don't want to unwrap it. It's so cute. Oh, need like a serenade or something. Some fittings inside of there. Nice quality hard shell case. Actually reminds me of the XREAL 1S. Very different price category for the XREAL 1S though. Oh, hey. Ooh, I love the kind of shiny quality. Take those out. We've also got in here the cable that connects to whatever device you're using. They're really leaning hard into the kind of like vibrant quality, the vibrant colors. You're not gonna lose that, that's for sure. Well, 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 look what we have here. This is like my favorite part right here. Ooh, man, if I hadn't lost my sunglasses, I don't know, at this point, like a couple of months ago, I have a pair of sunglasses that looks a lot like these glasses with that kind of, that finish, that blue kind of chromy looking finish on the lenses themselves. Yeah, it's pretty cool. And I think that's what's really striking me right now is just how they look like normal glasses, really. Usually these things don't have as normal of a look to them. Right off the top, that's definitely a plus here. Yes, you've got these things on the inside that are fun to remove. Ooh, okay, okay, okay. Hey, they're comfortable. Gosh, they're so light. It's like I'm not wearing them. That's a real plus. I'm also noticing that they fit closer to the face than I'm used to. I'll be curious to see what the display quality kind of looks like. From a comfort perspective, these things are really comfortable. Also, how do they look? Are they my color? Hey, I'm Jason. How you doing? They really do look like normal sunglasses. What else is in the rocket ship? Oh, I see. These are your nose fittings, your kind of like nose tips. They're fit with some right off the bat. And what these do is they replace this like protruding nose thingy majig. You remove those entirely, and these mount to the glasses themselves without the little protruding thing. So they fit more onto your, the bridge of your nose. Oh, that's cool. The arm can go up or down depending on how you want it to sit on your face in a vertical perspective. Not all lower cost glasses like this have that adjustment, so that's a really nice bonus to have on board. From a design perspective, I think these are pretty sweet. Whoa, look at that! Inside of the arm, there's like a little guy. Is that like a what is that? It's like underneath the plastic. That's so weird. It's kind of spooky. Are these glasses possessed, or I'm not really quite sure, but kind of cool. Kind of weird. So that's what comes out of the Rocket. And that's what came before I ended up spending a bunch of time using the glasses and watching stuff in them. So next, what the A01 Plus is actually like to live with, including that one killer feature at this price that really surprised me. But first, if you're enjoying this video, please give the channel a subscribe so you don't miss future content like it. Thank you. So I've spent a good amount of time with the A01 Plus at this point. So I've got a number of things that I want to talk about. First thing I noticed putting these on, they fit closer to my face, closer than any others that I've tried before. When I'm wearing them, they feel like normal glasses, more so than any display glasses that I've worn to date. That optical housing right there hangs down in front, slimmer by comparison to others. So they don't jut way off your face, which can look, I mean, goofy if you're at all self-conscious wearing display glasses in public, maybe on a plane, whatever. These are gonna look more like regular glasses than most of the competition out there. Now I plugged my Samsung S26 Ultra into the glasses and looked at the display color, and it's just really nice. Very colorful, very sharp. It is 1080p, but it's a really clean signal. Things look really good in here. Now for the feature that I most wanted to test, and that's stabilization. There is a little bit of a catch though. The stabilization on these glasses needs a 120 Hertz source. The menu literally calls that out, and I actually had to run the June 12th firmware update before it would even activate at all. But once I did that, it appeared in the menu, 120 Hertz source, and I had everything moving. So if you get these in, you're having trouble with stabilization, be sure to check that out, otherwise you might miss it. And I gotta say, it's really nice to have this stabilization on a $300 pair of glasses. When you move your head, the screen gently follows instead of feeling absolutely nailed to your face. So it's a lot less jarring. It's not full pin in space anchoring the way more expensive glasses are. These won't lock a screen to a spot in the room, but as a smooth follow, it's genuinely great and a real selling point at this price. Now, heat also surprised me, but in a good way, which I'm not very used to. I wore these quite a bit, and the warmth at the forehead was a lot less noticeable than most glasses I've tested. That's a real win because heat caused by the display mechanics can be a real drag. It leads to shorter sessions because your face is just uncomfortable. It's not totally absent here, but much less hot face than with other more expensive glasses. Now I took these outside in full daytime sun and I could see the screen clearly out there without even putting on the light shield fitting. Brightness, not a problem here. All right, time for a couple of nitpicks. First, the buttons on the side, or underneath anyways. A little too flat for my taste. It's hard to tell which one I'm pressing when I'm wearing the glasses. They don't have much travel either, so things can get a bit fiddly. And high dynamic range, HDR. Here's just a general reminder that just because the device you're using, like the S26 Ultra here, supports HDR does not mean that it outputs HDR through the port on the bottom into the glasses. Now I could get HDR plugged into my MacBook Pro. I could not get it on the S26 Ultra, and that's just because this Ultra doesn't support that on the output. So just a general word of warning, check your device to know whether that feature will be supported. And sound quality. Sound quality I'd say is pretty good. I wasn't expecting much, to be very honest. There's 4 different modes that do different things, like accentuating dialogue in movies or overemphasizing spatialization for a simulated surround sound effect. Let's be real. You'll mostly want some Bluetooth headphones when you're watching something like a film. It's just way better than these tiny little speakers. So after taking a close look at them, are the A01 Plus worth $300? Well, simply, yes. It's truly easy to forget that I'm wearing them when I have them on, and I don't feel like I'm wearing tech quite the way I do with the competition. They just kind of look a lot cooler, a lot more like regular sunglasses. They kind of blend in. They stay cool on my face, which means I can survive a movie better than when I'm wearing most others. Stack stabilization, which I believe is the glasses' killer feature, and the low price, and I'm really impressed with these glasses. But of course, there are some catches. You need a 120 Hertz source for stabilization. HDR also depends on the device you're using, and those side buttons are a little fiddly. But at $300, these are are an easy recommend and the pair that I'd hand to someone who's just dipping their toes into the category and wants to see what all the fuss is about. So don't forget, my link is in the description if you want to pick up a pair. I really appreciate it. And just so you know, I have a direct comparison video in the works, finalizing it right now, pitting the A01 Plus against my pick for the best $300 budget display glasses right now, the Rainio Air 4 Pro. But since it's not out yet, while you wait for that comparison video to drop, you can catch my full review of the Air 4 Pro by clicking the link in the description. I dive deep into the many things it got right for not much money, including a solid partnership with Bang & Olufsen for the sound experience that you get on the glasses. I'm Jason Howell. Thank you so much for watching once again. I'll see you in the next one.